This is a long video, but many men have dealt with women like this. Many women blame men for everything. All the problems. But in reality, it is them. All of it. This video shows what happens when the man is nowhere to take the blame. After you watch the video, and after I make some comments, I will tell you a true story that shows just how sick these women truly are. If you listen to them long enough, and think about what they said, they tell on themselves.
Why get a divorce after 25 years of marriage? The short answer is because it is not too late to be happy. And I finally got to a point at the beginning of the year where I decided that it wasn't too late to be happy. I still have, hopefully, many more years left, and I would like to be happy for those years. And that was never going to happen inside my current marriage. No matter how many wonderful people, supportive people, positive people you surround yourself with, it will never have as much of an impact if you have toxic people in your home. And the two most toxic people in my life, two most toxic adults in my life, live in my home with me right now. And my husband was definitely someone that sabotaged all of my efforts to try and get healthy, to try and feel better, to be more successful, to be happy. I don't know whether it was intentional or not, and it really doesn't matter at this point. I want to be happy. I want to be hopeful. I want to surround myself with people and experiences and success and love and peace that I will never be able to find if I stay married. And so we're getting a divorce, and the best way I can really describe that experience of 25 years, it's like climbing or riding in a roller coaster to the highest peak, and it's just one click at a time, one thing at a time, and then you finally get to the top, and that's the tipping point. There is no going back. There's nothing to fix, no desire anymore to try and fix things. You've already put in that effort, and it's a free fall to a new life and new experiences, and I am so looking forward to those. And so today I am really grateful for the new experiences I am about to have, because I am going to be able to surround myself with wonderful people and amazing experiences.
Now, here is where it starts. Here is where they begin to become closet alcoholics or start taking antidepressants.
My soon-to-be ex-husband is leaving the house in about 13 hours, and I am now sitting in the grocery store parking lot, ready to go in and buy at least one bottle of wine, because I'm not sure I'm going to make it through the rest of the night without some help. Don't judge. I'm going to go walking first, and that's my backup. But it has been an incredibly stressful day. He was expecting me to do the packing, get everything ready for him to load the car so that he can just go through everything, to find things, all today, the day before he leaves. And I'm not dealing with the stress very well tonight. He's known that he was not only leaving the house, but leaving the state this week. He's known for 2 weeks. And he did not do a single thing with our son before leaving. Not a meal, not going to the movies, nothing. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. And I'm not crying because he's leaving. I am just upset for my son, for the things that I think that he's missing out on. But none of my tears tonight or tomorrow are about sadness for what's happening. Our marriage has been over for a long time. We've lived separate lives For a long time, he has slept on the couch by his own choice for years. We have been roommates. And now pursuing divorce is just to make things official so that he can completely move on with his life and I can move on with mine, because I still have hope for happiness and for good relationships and for friendships. And today, I could use some prayer. I could use a little help, some positive, supportive comments, because I don't know how I'm going to get through the rest of today. So please send positive thoughts and prayers and anything you could think of my way to help me get through the rest of today and tomorrow morning. Thank you.
She says that she is crying not because he is leaving but because of her son. Bullshit. If it was because of her son, then she should be angry and not sad. Not crying. Plus, she should be happy. He will finally be gone. The man who caused all of her problems. So why is she not happy? Why does she feel stressed? These types of women make up excuses to blame others for their problems. And when you are to blame, you need to be punished. I have to punish you to get you to stop. This is their mindset. I bet her now ex-husband will sleep good tonight, knowing that he does not have to deal with her craziness anymore. Plus, not only did she blame her husband for her problems, but she also blamed her son. How is her son to blame? He has no power. He cannot tell her what she needs to do. Her son has no control over her life. I feel sorry for her son because once the husband is gone, he will get all of her craziness. He will be blamed for everything. People believe that it is the loneliness that gets to them. This is wrong. Evil does not like to see their own reflection. It is the fact that now they have no one to blame. They have to think about all the hurt and pain they caused. How selfish they were. They have to face the fact that it was them and not the man who was to blame. Alcohol and antidepressants help to keep them in this fantasy. Helps to keep them from facing reality. Helps them to keep from thinking about their own shit. It is a lot easier to blame someone else than admit that you are to blame. If you admit that you are to blame, then you are acknowledging that there is something wrong with you. This means that you are broken and need to be fixed. It means that you have to go to therapy and do some work. Face your demons. It means that you are not a good person. It also means giving up the need to be right. Because now you realize that most of the time you were never right. What it also means is that you look stupid with some of the stuff you have said in the past. Thus, embarrassment and guilt. These types of women are lazy. They have always had someone to do things for them. Have always been able to manipulate a situation to their favor. Have always been able to look good in front of others. To avoid all of the emotional and psychological pain they have given themselves. They become closet alcoholics or take antidepressants. What really pisses me off? What makes me angry is that they know they are causing a lot of hurt and pain, but they will not stop. And if they ever do admit it, they always expect to be forgiven and act like it was no big deal. Like your hurt and pain meant nothing or very little.
He's been gone for a week now, and I still can't sleep. It's not even midnight, and it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I can't sleep for more than 2 hours, maybe 2.5. And it's midnight, and I am wide awake. And the worst part is that everyone that I could talk to, the only person I really want to talk to is asleep. Evening time is particularly rough, but middle of the night is even worse. When my depression was at its worst, I felt numb to everything, numb to even thoughts that might make me smile. I was numb to all of it, except for thoughts that made the depression worse. And now that I'm really fighting, darkness, fighting the depression, fighting to get rid of toxic relationships that made it all worse. I still have these moments where I wish that I could still feel that numb again, because now I feel everything, and I don't feel it just a little bit. I feel it, and it's big, and it's overwhelming, and I'm sitting here on my bathroom floor with no one to talk to. So if you're alone and you're in pain and you're sad, I'll sit with you. I went on my walk today, ready to do my daily gratitude video. But by the time I got to a quiet place to do the video, I had too much quiet time, too much time to think, and I managed to pick all of it apart. When people think that you're successful and there's maybe a part that says you're successful, but then there's this really big part of you that says you're a failure and that you don't deserve success, that you don't deserve happiness. But there must be some part of me that doesn't really believe that, because I still want those things. And I feel like I'm still fighting for those things, and that I'm not giving up. I'm still trying. But I'm exhausted today. I can't even fight the thoughts in my head. I need help. I need help fighting the dark thoughts in my head today. I can't fight this one alone today. Am I the only one that feels like that? I hope I'm not alone. If TikTok has taught me anything, that every time I think I'm alone in something, there's thousands, hundreds people that are going through some of the same experiences.
One of my female friends was so proud of this story she told me. But she did not realize what she was telling me. She blames both of her failed marriages on the men. But it was all her. After she got divorced. And after the divorce, within 1 year, both men found other women. They married these women and have been married since the 70s and the 80s. Where with my female friend, with every relationship she had after her divorces, were bad relationships. If the problem were the men, then the men should have had bad relationships after her. But the only one who had bad relationships after the divorce was her. So this proves that the problem was not the men but was her. During her marriage to her second husband, she had the job and worked. The man had no job. She purchased a rundown home after they got married, but kept the house in her name. The house only cost $1. This shows just how bad the house was. Plus, it was in a bad part of town. Her husband had to gut the house. When he started working on the house, it was nothing but a shell. He had to install all new interior walls, plumbing, roof, electrical, heating and cooling. Everything. He did everything himself, without anyone's help. Yes, she purchased all the materials, but he did all the labor. And labor can cost a lot more than the materials. And even after all of this, she still would not put his name on the title. So, he probably felt used. Then add to this that she refused to take his last name. She blames all the problems on her now ex-husband. And the way she tells the story, you would believe he was a no-good low-down man. But I think he was reacting to her abuse. Before they got married, she was not like this. She basically hid who she was. And they dated for 5 years before they got married. Women can hide their shit for as long as it takes. When they married, she knew he did not have a job. She knew he was uneducated. But she also knew he had all the skills and knowledge to fix a house. After I wrote this story, I realized that I know 5 other stories just like this one. And what I also realize is that many of these women might not say that they are feminists, but they all have a feminist mindset.